All right. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, these are so. Oh, yeah. Oh. Hey, Peach, back in the fan. Oh, dude, what are you doing? Oh. Yeah. Hey, man. Sorry that you had to catch me, with all this dick in me.
Welcome, everybody, into the Fan Attic for episode 66. My name is Kyle. I'm joined in the human flesh by my cousin, Jason the Peach.
Yes.
Had to do the extended version.
Wow. Put your devil horns away. It's maybe episode 66. We're going to be killing Jedi today. Reach out and touch me.
Let's go, Sith.
Yeah, because we can do it. Because here we are in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to be back in here.
It feels really
this
good.
This feels
to be
like where we
here.
should be doing the show.
Yeah.
It feels very natural.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that I didn't bring a Magic t-shirt with me. Well, I did, but it got dirty the other day, and so it's unclean. So.
Well, there's a cornucopia of jerseys for you to choose from off camera here.
Yeah, well, those are yours, though.
That's
I
true.
to,
Yeah.
It's still blue, right? And it's about championships, where we want to aspire to be.
Okay.
Plus, and I'm in Texas, and that's somewhere everyone else should aspire to be.
Can you fly back from Texas every couple of weeks to do the show live in studio?
Well, I don't know if we've got that in the budget.
I'll talk about the Patreon in just one second. But, Peach, what do we got on today's show, sir?
Superb question. My computer has shut down. This is my backup computer, not normally my show computer. It's actually my work computer.
Okay. Do you want me to tell everyone what's in the show today?
No, because I like doing it.
Okay.
It takes me a second to get there.
He wants to do it, everybody.
Let me do it. It's my turn to push the buttons. Today on today's show, we've got it. It's brand new. It debuts today.
Yes.
Are you okay, CP? Check-in. That's right. We're changing it up. Going away from Cole Anthony. We got new pictures for you of a new player coming into the squad. It is a fresh that the soil is moist and ready. Mm-hmm. And we have KCP for you in our opener. Then we have social media roundup. It's a classic. It's a beauty. It's the center of the show. Come on. And then special wedding edition. The man gets married tomorrow. We've got a game of I do and I don't.
Yeah. Don't tell Nadja about this.
I was going to say, you better be playing. There's going to be I do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today you can mix them in if you want.
Right.
And then, as always, it's big. It's robust. And it's at the end of the show. It's a large ending.
Wow, it really feels good to be here, Peach.
So you couldn't have done that with the same panache.
No.
So it's good that we waited.
Yeah, we got to mix it up. I feel absurd in these glasses. If you're watching on YouTube, what's up, you sexy second cousins? Thank you for being here. Subscribe if you've been watching. A lot of you jabronis out there, I think over half of the jabronis watching this, Peach, they watch, but they don't subscribe. It's insulting a little bit.
It doesn't. It takes 2 seconds to subscribe.
It's free.
You don't have to continue to watch anymore, but the subscribing helps us.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cost you anything.
No.
I've started doing it to other shows I was watching because I realized, I'm not subscribed. And I know how important it is to the algorithms.
Yes.
And then if I watch, I throw a thumbs up on there.
Yes.
If I didn't like it, I just won't throw anything up.
Yeah.
But, I don't need to be thumbs down guy.
No.
Don't be that guy.
No, don't be that guy.
Just move on.
It's Rockets fans, Toronto Raptors fans, I'm talking to you. Just because we have better players, you don't need to give us a thumbs down.
No, Raptors fans got to love that opening, though. If we're going to be in studio, dick jokes are coming back. We had to do it.
We're very highbrow here. Yes. So thank you for liking and subscribing. If you want to take the relationship to the next level, you can join the Patreon where we can fly Peach back and forth if we get enough people. Just donating $5 a month. The show doesn't pay for itself, ladies and gentlemen. We can fly Peach from Dallas every week. We have the special Patreon. Shout out to all our all-stars and second cousins over there. Magic Player History, Bolby the Don, Paulo and Franz's Warmth, Dylan Holden, Drummy, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria and Damien, and Connor.
Connor, one of our longest Patreons.
The longest, I think.
Got to spend some time with him at the bachelor party.
Mm-hmm.
Good times, good dude. Came from Denver. We were Team West.
Yes.
Western Conference. And it was a good time.
More on the bachelor party later, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's some coming.
Yeah.
Don't get your hopes up. I mean, I'm 36, so it was tame, all right, everyone?
Quite. Dungeons and Dragons was played.
Yeah, I'm a nerd, okay? I have no shame. I had a captive audience, so I got them to do what no one else normally wants to do with me.
And I won. I've never played before, but I won.
Yeah, you did a great job.
I'm not 100% sure if by technical game rules I won, but I'm telling people I won. I scored the winning hit.
That's true.
Coin.
That's true. That's what's up.
I got 200 coin. So any Dungeons and Dragons of bitches, come on. I got it. That's good.
Peesh, you ready for this new check-in, the Are You Okay CP check-in?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I've been ready.
All right, so let's go. Let's go for you, Peesh. How are you doing today for the Are You Okay CP check-in?
Well, I found this picture of KCP back in Georgia. He played his high school ball in Georgia as well and went to the University of Georgia for college. So I wanted to pick one of him back at home, doing a lot of home stuff because I was just in Vermont for the last 3.5 days or so,
I see what you're
which
doing.
is not long enough when you haven't been there in over a year. I had to see a ton of people in a short amount of time, and it was great to see everybody. Man, just a lot going on. And we had your bachelor party the weekend before, and then I got on a bus in Albany and went up there. It's a planes, trains, and automobiles for me on this trip. And we haven't even hit the main event, which is the wedding coming up on Saturday. So
Hell yeah.
it's been a lot of fun, a lot of looking back, a lot of family. I think I'm seeing about 80% of my living family on this trip. My mom and dad were standing near each other for the first time in like 20 years, not because they dislike each other, just because they don't live near each other.
Right.
And nor do they have any reason. My mom was in Vermont for the first time in a long time. Yeah, it's been something, man. It's a lot to digest. I'm still not done digesting it. I think I'm going to write something about it. I haven't written anything in a while. I used to do these things. I would call them the
Peesh blogs.
State of the Peesh Address,
Oh,
I would call
right.
it. And I haven't done that in a while. And I think I'm due for a big one because, when you move far away from all of your loved ones and even people you recognize, it hits you more when you come back, like it's great to be in the studio. And I love being here. I'm getting a little choked up, but it's good to be here back in the studio with you. So I'm ultimately very happy and glad to be here. So I'm going to ask you how you're doing for your KCP check-in while I collect myself.
Yeah. You might have a tissue in here. They're making me choke up now, man. As Peesh alluded to at the beginning of the show, it is a big day for your boy, the Red Lettuce. This Saturday, I will be confirming my nuptials. Although, as you know, if you're an avid listener of the show, it's a little bit of a gray area because we were religiously married, but now we're doing the big shebang with everyone. She's walking down the aisle in the white dress. We've got the big party afterwards. And so, yeah, I have a picture of KCP with his whole family. Jesus Christ, I don't think I can afford all these kids.
This
They've
guy's got a starting
1,
five
2,
pretty soon.
3, 4. Yeah, 5. Yeah, about to have 5. Jeez Louise. I think 2. I mean, God willing, it all depends on, what the higher power and that decides to bestow on us. But children is something that we're after. And man, I'm definitely feeling nervous, man. There's been the last couple of days just random times where I can't quite catch my breath. And I know it's just nerves leading up to it. It's been kind of stressful planning it, but now that it's almost here, I feel like it's kind of relieving a little bit, and I'm just more the excitement. You're here, family's here, all the friends are coming into town. We're doing a barbecue. It is really nice to be surrounded by the people that I love. I'm not one for a lot of pomp and ceremony.
No, you're not.
I'm not. I think a lot of guys probably aren't that way. And, we're more behind the scenes. Like, guys don't typically get involved in the wedding planning very much. And it's not something, it's more for the ladies, right? But as it's here now, I am really getting very excited about it. And I think it is going to be a very touching and impactful thing for me. I'm going to try not to cry. I'm probably going to lose it a couple times, but I'm an emotional guy.
It could happen, man. I tell you what, like our side of the family, we don't get together all of us at once anymore. There's not a lot of us left.
Yeah.
And usually the only time we get together is when we're making a subtraction. So it's good to be getting together to add someone to the family. And congratulations to Nadra. Welcome in. Yeah. I know you're watching.
She's not. She's fake. She
started. She asked me questions about the Magic earlier at dinner, and I'm like, we have a show.
Yeah.
Check it out.
So let's get into some show, Peesh.
Let's do it.
Let's get into some show. I know, we just finished Summer League, which I know you were avidly watching.
Man, didn't miss a second.
Yeah.
Watched it.
Yeah.
Wanted to make sure I saw all those minutes.
Yeah, you're ready to go. Did you watch a minute?
No.
Okay. All right.
I
so
watch
let's talk about-
watch highlights after every game.
Okay.
Little highlight package.
Yeah.
Kind of kept up with the big three there.
Right.
That seemed, and then I had that other big dude, Gray.
Jay Huff.
What was his name?
Jay Huff or Jay Huff.
Jay Huff.
Jay Huff.
He looked good. He was on
Yeah,
the
he
team when
just
they
got-
played. We saw him when he was in the G League, right? The same guy.
I believe so. Yeah.
He played. He played.
No,
well.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't because
No?
he was
Different
on Denver's G League team
Okay, well
last year. And
he's
he just
nice.
got signed for a two-way from the Grizzlies, I believe. You can fact
that's
check
too
me in the
bad.
comments on that. A lot of people were disappointed with that in the Magic community because he was maybe arguably our best player during the summer league. He really was impactful. So and we could use a little bit of big depth, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
Right. Get into your.
We're talking about this guy, Jett Howard here. This is from NBA University, and NBA University, very popular Twitter handle now, and a Magic fan. And this is Summer League points per game leaders, what stands out. And you see our boy Jett Howard in, looks like the eighth spot of most points scored at 19 points per game on 63% true shooting percentage. His summer league stats, again, 19 points per game, 47.6% from 3 on 7 attempts is what Magic fans are looking for. Just a reminder, his G League stats from his games last year, he shot 37.7% from 3 on 9.5 attempts, added a couple assists and about under 4 boards. My question is going to be for this guy, for Tristan da Silva, who was also there. Let me bring him up right now. Let me go right into it, Pish. I'm just going to roll these three together.
Let me talk to you about Jett Howard.
Okay, all right.
You
got something for the people. Hold on. Look at that. Hold on one second. I'm gonna come to you. Okay. There you go. Ooh.
Look, I want you to get a good look at this area of Orlando, the 407.
Yeah.
If you've got a girl, you better pull her tight. You better not let this man get near them. Because look at this guy. He is about to riz up your girl big time. That is exactly what he's giving out on that card. Look, we're all a fan, right? But are you really ready to succumb your lady to the smooth moves of Jett Howard? Just watch yourself.
Well, also we have Franz Wagner, Tristan da Silva, who was a handsome man.
Yeah,
My
but he
wife
seems like a
has been-
polite young man. I don't think he's going to steal your girl.
Okay.
Jett
You're
Howard,
saying
watch
Jett.
out.
Okay. This post about Tristan da Silva is from Welt God. No comedy here, just straight facts. ESPN has Tristan da Silva second on their best rookies from Summer League list. Khalil Ware from Miami, who we talked about in our draft show, someone that I was interested in maybe as some big depth. And then there's Tristan da Silva. Having played just 3 games, da Silva made a strong statement, particularly with his three-point shooting. A 40% three-point shooter from the college line at Colorado. Da Silva went 10 for 17, 59% beyond the arc, while averaging 17.7 points per game. Perhaps more sustainable was Da Silva's playmaking as he handed out 9 assists in 3 games. Why can't he shoot 57% from 3 this year?
Right.
Okay, I think that's sustainable.
Yeah, what I saw in the highlights is he looks like a veteran.
Yes.
And to me, the Summer League is G League kind of.
Yeah.
It's G League light.
Yeah, sure.
And I understand guys are going to have big nights, but I don't put a lot of emphasis on it because they're not playing toughest defense. They're not playing the toughest opponents every night. Unsure. People are looking to get their numbers, and the defense isn't there.
Yep.
But he looked like a leader.
Yes.
And it was encouraging, but also kind of reminds you that there was a time when almost everyone in the NBA was in college for 3 to 4 years. They weren't all leaving early. And when they hit the NBA, they had more of an impact because their game had grown, right? They're playing big time games for 4 years of college. And then when they got to the NBA, it didn't seem like there was as big a gap for them. So I think that is an unsung thing about him that we're going to enjoy, is that we're not getting the typical rookie here. We're getting a guy who was in college for a while, and he's mature, and he's older than some of our young guys. So I think he's a great add for a lot of reasons, but I like the maturity that he already has, and that's why I know he's not going to steal your girl.
Yeah, he seems like a smart player. There were times when I was watching the games, just following what Tristan was doing, just watching him moving into space, making the right passes. The ball never stuck. He wasn't selfish, wasn't looking for his shot. He took the right shot when it was the right thing to do. And as you said, he's not going to be scared of the moment. Like, this guy is going to get in where he fits in. And it was like, it honestly looked like watching Franz Wagner out there a little bit. The profile is the same. He had a breakaway Euro step through the lane. The shot looked good. I mean, this is a guy that's going to get minutes immediately. And now I'm going to this last post to kind of wrap up the Summer League stuff, Pish. This is from Stanley Swanson. Shout out to our boys over at Orlando Magic HQ. And he did a poll. And he said, who do you believe has the most potential to be a starter if the Magic make it back to the finals in a few years? Anthony Black, Jett Howard, or Tristan da Silva? I'll tell you what I answered on this in a second, but I guess this is a question of, like, who do you think is going to be the most impactful of those guys?
Because of the position, I feel like it's hard to say Da Silva, but obviously 35% got in, where it got only 272 votes here, so that's not jump too many conclusions. But because he could potentially be the point guard of the future, AB, I think, has to be the answer here. It makes the most sense, unless Jett becomes the starting shooting guard somehow.
Yeah.
Or Da Silva becomes a shooting guard versus the kind of wing style he has now. That's about the only way I see them cracking our current roster, like, starting line. It just doesn't make sense any other way.
That's what I put AB. Just because of the positional stuff. It seems the most natural fit, as, you know, the KCP contract expires and Jalen Suggs maybe moves to the 2, or we just have 2 guards and there we got 2 ball handlers if Jalen, you know, continues to ascend into what Weltman believes he is, which is a point guard, because we didn't get a point guard this summer, so he damn well better be.
Okay.
But Anthony Black made the most sense for me. We'll see. Jett would be the biggest surprise, I guess, but doesn't he bring what we need the most in a way? The shooting, that kind of like volume shooter who can put it up. It's just, is he going to be able to defend?
Right. Are you going to be on the court enough to make a difference? Obviously, in the G League, he had some games where he was going crazy over there. But is an NBA defender going to let Jett Howard score more than 2 or 3 3-pointers in a game before they get up in his grill? Probably not. He'll have to adjust to that. It'd be nice, but I think Da Silva impresses me the most of those 3 right now.
I agree.
But I don't know if he makes this. I mean, that guy loves space so much, he has a season pass to Kennedy Space Center. He's going to be over there all the time, so watch out for him. Shuttles or not, he's a big fan. And he does. It reminds you of Franz Wagner in a big way, and that's why the Franz Wagner
is amazing. Plus the Germany thing.
It's right there.
I don't know why he's not on Team Germany right now. That would be nice. They're
curious,
good.
But you can play on whatever team you want, which reminds me of a post for this that I forgot to include, which is one of French people giving Joel Embiid, formerly known as Yoel Embiid, because he used to be French. People in France were giving him shit and saying, let's give us our passport back, and like taunting him because he is not American. And
he's naturalized.
But they were pissed that he was not playing for the French team.
So he immigrated to France, or his family immigrated to France?
I don't know the whole story. All I know is that the French people were
giving him shit
as he was moving off the bus or either to or from the game. And the people were heckling him and saying they wanted their passport back. Why aren't you playing for France? They seemed angry. So get prepared for booze when he touches the ball.
Well, I don't know if Brazil is going to be fielding the basketball team anytime soon. I think those times are past. When it was Varejao?
Okay.
He was the guy for them for a while. Sure. I don't know who else they had, but maybe Tristan da Silva can lead the reemergence of Brazilian basketball.
Right, because so could he play for Germany, Brazil, or America at this point? Is it just all
No, he's German. He grew up in Germany.
All right.
So I don't think he can. He doesn't have American
I thought you could
citizenship.
claim it based on your heritage sometimes too. Like you could play for Team Ireland and such.
Well, that was my dream growing up, that I was going to play for some type of national Ireland team, because I knew it wasn't good enough to make any of the American teams. And lo and behold, it wasn't good enough to make any of the Irish teams either. So
you could have made some of those Irish teams, probably. If Irish had a basketball team, you might be in there. Not a lot of height on that squad, probably.
Okay, all right. Let's keep it move. Let's move to let's talk about this sad moment for the Orlando Magic community: the passing of Pat Williams at age 84. This was definitely tough to see. This man was a locomotive bringing basketball to Orlando, and he was still chugging, it seemed, doing the baseball thing and trying to really push for that. Yep. So this kind of, at least for me, came out of left field. It was kind of a post about prayers up for Pat, and then a few days later he left us, and it was sad to see. You know, I was too young at the time to kind of remember everything, and I think that folks, listeners here, second cousins in Orlando, probably have a much deeper connection to Pat Williams, bringing it to their hometown, their home area. Yeah. But of course, I'm grateful for him, you know, just putting forth the effort, the Herculean effort to bring us something that has brought me so much joy. And so it's rare that a human can do that outside of your family, have brought you so much that you can enjoy. That's true. And this guy he just seemed like someone who was always giving back, always giving to fans. Do you have more like clear memories of Pat Williams at the time? Yeah,
I remember in the first, few seasons, going to games. I remember him like addressing the fans. I remember reading about him in the first, they used to have these things that were like guides when you go to games. They were actually made out of paper, and you could read about the team. And, he was always in there. For me, he's the godfather of Orlando basketball. He's the guy who put the whole thing together, and I always, growing up, before I knew positions of GM or whoever would have, if I was asked who was the guy, it was Pat Williams. Yeah. He just was the dude. And honestly, when you get something going like that on a brick and mortar level, to get it, from a dream to brick and mortar level, and it's just so amazing. And yeah, he was in the process of trying to do baseball and trying to really help revamp that downtown, and really, not just for Magic basketball, but for all of Orlando. An important figure. So yeah, he'll be missed for sure. Obviously, not being in Orlando, he didn't impact our lives as much as he may have down there, but we lost a good one.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a powerful season this year. I imagine we'll be, wearing a remembrance on the jersey for Pat. And
I would hope so.
Yeah,
but,
hopefully a lot
of
tributes.
pressure, but a P-dub or something.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. I want to buy a jersey with a P-dub on it. That would be cool.
Let's do it. Yeah, Disney. Yeah. You know what? Take your name off and put P-dub over here.
Yeah, yeah. Step
do
up.
the right thing.
Do the right thing.
Come on, mouse.
Right.
Yeah, get it right.
Something that Pat. This is in other news here, NBA news. That Pat, I'm sure, would have been at the forefront back in the day. Is these negotiations for the NBA and this new TV schedule and TV contract that just came out.
Okay.
Peace, you just found this recently.
Yeah, I found it so recently that it's not on the slides.
It's not on the slides.
Right.
But do you remember what it says? Because I can't read it over there.
I don't. I may have it on my computer. Yeah, it's way too small for me to get that.
It says what will the regular season, this is from NBA on ESPN, what will the regular season NBA TV schedule look like starting in 25-26? Okay, so this is not next year. This is the following season.
Right.
And
I've got it here. If it's hard for you, I can read it.
The NBA will now have nationally televised games every day of the week.
How stoked are you about that?
I'm pumped, man. Yeah. I am pumped. I'm definitely pumped up. This is great for all NBA junkies. You got something every night.
Right.
And I know even you, while you're sorting your cards, you could throw a game on now every night in the background.
Well, that's why I'm glad that I think the Orlando Magic are going to get a few more nationally televised games.
You would hope.
It's a lot easier for me to just tune into those versus hooking a computer up, throwing that into the computer, and then try to get to the NBA TV. So I would prefer that. But I also would prefer that for everyone else. I want the rest of people to see the Magic are coming, right? Yeah. They got a taste of it last year with us playing the Cavs in the playoffs. But, unless you're a diehard, you may not have watched that series. But when we start getting – commercials start showing up and we start seeing less Warriors and Lakers and we start seeing a little bit more Magic Heat, let's something, hook
Magic
it up.
Pacers, baby.
Magic Pacers, let's Magic Cavs. We might be building a rivalry now. I don't know.
That'd be fun.
But Monday games on Peacock, Tuesday NBC is going to have regional affiliates, ESPN with the usual doubleheaders on Wednesday.
Okay.
Thursday, Amazon is going to air primetime games in January after Thursday Night Football, of course.
Yeah.
Football comes first.
Well,
always.
Let's calm down.
Football's better.
No.
And then on Friday, Amazon will air primetime doubleheaders, and ESPN will occasionally air some Saturdays, ABCs, and Amazon with a few, and then NBC is coming in with after the Sunday Night Football, of course, in January. They will have Sunday night games as well. So that is a whole heap. Right when you need it. Right when football's over, boom, basketball's there to take its place, and that's the way it should be, goddammit.
I mean, this is wonderful. You got basketball every single night. The only thing, and I'm getting in my soapbox right now, right? I'll take you back. I'll take you back to a time when everyone just had what was called cable TV. And it had all the stations on there, and you would just go and you would select them, and it was great, you know. They had you by the balls. They certainly did, and that price just kept going up for that cable TV.
And occasionally you'd lose one.
And then you could Lance Armstrong that son of a gun. And then along comes cutting the cord, Netflix. Oh my God, you're here to save and revolutionize television, and I can watch things now, and I can get rid of this cable damn bastards monopolizing my entertainment. And away it went. And then, oh my God, now I can choose what I want. And now, but shit, now I got all these things I got to choose. And piece from that list, I got to order Peacock now. I got to have Amazon Prime. Sounds like I need YouTube TV. I'm going to need, now I'm paying more than cable, Peach. Now who has who by the balls? This has been one rigmarole, and it went from me thinking I was so slick cutting the cord, and now I'm paying more. I'm paying more, people. Sorry, I just needed to get that off my chest.
This man is channeling old heads will remember the old man on the porch.
Yes.
Unbelievable. You don't have to channel me when I'm here, guy. Unbelievable. Those channels you speak of, those sound like the apps we have nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to pay for all of them.
Hey,
now.
man, you're preaching to the choir. I'd say that same exact thing, but you just covered it. Like, it is annoying to have to think about getting some. There's some that I just always decide I'm not getting that. Yeah. Right? Like, you have to draw the line, and then you share some with people.
Right. Well, you got to do that.
You got to do that.
You got to do that. But they're getting smart, and that's what I'm worried about. They're cutting
crafty.
it off.
They're getting crafty.
Although I've been using your YouTube TV account. Hey. Never mind. I have not been doing anything where it's just, it's all above ground. Every once in a while, I get the message like, "Are you on vacation?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm on vacation."
Well, it's right today.
Okay, there was some other news, too, in the Magic community about player acquisitions, and that is a big signing for the Orlando Magic. Magic signed veteran Corey Joseph to a 2-year deal. I think it's just a 1+1, not a 2-year deal. But, yeah, Corey Joseph, is that the point guard that Paulo was asking for?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I do know I'm a fan of this man because his cousin, Maurice Joseph, went to the University of Vermont.
Oh.
I remember him very well. I believe we're friends on Facebook, as a matter of fact.
He play ball?
Yeah.
Oh,
He played at UVM. That's how I know him. He had went to Syracuse, and then he transferred to UVM, so he gets more playing time. No, he went to Michigan State, and then he transferred.
Oh, okay.
He's the brother of Chris Joseph.
Wow.
Who was also in the league, played for Syracuse, and then their cousin, there he is, Corey Joseph.
Okay, maybe we could do like a cousins collaboration.
They're cousining it up is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I like it.
So we got to support
the move. I like the move. This is the kind of guy that you need on the team in that spot instead of Markelle. Markelle should be getting more minutes somewhere. He's probably not, right? Unless there's an injury and he has to move in, and that's what this guy's for.
Right. Break glass in case of emergency.
Right. It's a deal that, works for him. Mm-hmm. It's going to work for us to fill that void, and it's going to work for Markelle because Markelle's going to get minutes elsewhere. Most likely. As of now, still unsigned, but at some point, someone's got to bring that cat in, right? Is he going to the Philippines?
The spots are drying up, and again, like you said, you want him to get some playing time. I mean, Corey Joseph is a career 35% 3-point shooter, 3 assists, 6.9 points. Not a lot. Obviously not popping out, but this guy has been in the league since 2011, 12. So he's a veteran, a professional. He's going to come in and be able to mentor some of the young cats, keep them on the straight and narrow, keep that environment professional and competitive. And if we see Corey Joseph on the floor, we got problems.
Or blowing someone out and things are good.
That's true. That's
it's
true.
one extreme or the other.
That is true.
And I know it makes everybody sad about Markelle, right?
Yeah, man.
It's like, hey, this is what's going to be best for everybody. Was Kell going to get a ton of time with us? Probably not. Look, he's very ball dominant for a point guard.
Yeah.
And, that's not the way our offense is going through. He just doesn't match Coach Mosley's style, I don't think. Who's kind of a defensive first. And, he just doesn't need a traditional point guard in that sense, I don't think. Not his style of of ball first action.
Yeah, I didn't know this was going to turn into a Markel morning session, but
Well, I thought it
is.
kind of has to,
Yeah,
right? Like in
it
every
does.
single post you saw about Corey Joseph was sort of like a memoriam about, oh, I guess this means it's over for Markel, right? Because everybody loved Markel, and
Yeah.
but
That's not it. I'm looking for the freaking. Nope. There we go. That's going to be really loud probably for people. Sorry about that. But yeah, the clouds have come over this episode right now.
Peach
has brought
I
the
don't
clouds.
find it to be clouds. I find it to be sunshine for Markel, right?
Oh.
Like, and sunshine for us. He feels underutilized on our bench, and it's just not good. Why don't you just come on and say
Yeah,
hello?
the team kind of he had his shot, right? Markel had his shot in what, like 21, 22 before
Plenty
he
of time.
tore the ACL. Like
Plenty of time.
the team was his. The keys were given to him. He had some really great flashes where I was really excited about him, but like you said, the
You
team
invested in that jersey.
I know.
You invested emotionally, and
I know.
it was like, well, I get that, but
Yeah. Maybe it was
I
an
couldn't do
omen
it.
that I got it signed by Petrus, and then it became a Petrus jersey, and that was
well, if
maybe
you want to take credit for this, that's fine.
the writing was on the wall.
I don't
the
think it
writing
falls
was
on
the
you.
jersey.
I think a lot of it falls on the unfortunate injury history of Markel Fultz,
Right.
being so much stop-start. It's hard to invest in even changing your game scheme to work for Markel Fultz if you're not going to always be around.
Yeah.
So I think this is just a good parting of ways. Hopefully there's no ill will. It's just, you can't keep going back every year with the same exact team or the same exact people and thinking it's going to work out. We bring in a lot of people back.
Yeah.
For the last 2 years, we're not making a lot of changes. Some changes got to be made somewhere, and I think this one is going to be better for both parties.
And now it's just very clear that everything's running through Paulo, of course. Everything's running through Franz Wagner. We want the ball in those guys' hands. And like you said, for Kel to be saucy and do the things that Kel does, he needs to have the rock. He needs to be dribbling it around, drawing those double teams, getting into the paint, doing the things he does. But back to Corey really quickly. Those career stats were a little misleading. The last couple years, he's actually shot the ball better. Shot 41% from three in 21-22, 39% 22-23. Had kind of a down year last year, but barely played. So, hopefully he'll just give us a little bit of spot minutes here and there and be a leader in the locker room.
Yeah, bottom line, if I have to break glass and reach in for that fire extinguisher, I like what he can bring.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I mean, Paulo certainly does too, dunking over him. What's that first interaction going to be like? Hey, man, shit, sorry I embarrassed you.
Well, he's probably
National.
not met Paulo, but he's met Paulo's nether region. You see, Paulo dunked on him in his first game. If you don't remember, go watch the highlight.
Testes to forehead. All right, so something that we will see a lot of is defense.
Defense. That was one of the cheers I remember from the old O Arena the most.
Yeah.
They had those like Mickey Mouse gloves clapping on the screen. Defense. And it hasn't really, until we got like Dwight Howard, defense was not really the focal
The
point.
cheer
of our
didn't
game.
really make sense.
But even more so now, we are defensive first. Like, if Coach Mosley could do it, he'd be like, let's get one basket and then just play good D. And let's soccer this thing up. We'll win 1-0 and we'll just get out of here.
Oh man, I fucking love you. You're so funny. We were based on defensive rating, the best defensive rating in the NBA. And KCP was on Draymond Green's podcast the other day talking about how, he believes he and Jalen Suggs both can and should be on one of the all defensive teams this past year. KCP feels like he got slighted. There was some cats on the second team. He didn't want to name names, but he's like, I'm better than them. I'm a better defender.
Well, one has to wonder if he didn't sign with us, whether he might have thought he's a better defender than Jalen Suggs. But that's okay. That's fun that's a fun battle for them to have all season long.
Right.
Because I know in Denver they had a defensive player of the year chain that they were giving, or defensive player of the game chain that they were giving out to each player to award their good defense. And I believe he won it the most of anyone on the team. It was quite a few times.
I don't
so
doubt that.
if they bring that same intensity to that Magic locker room, and we have guys like Suggs, Isaac, and KCP fighting over this chain, ooh, I don't like that for the league, baby. That's not good.
And that's exactly what Troy James here in the Orlando Magic fan community on Facebook said when he posted or reposted the Magic Trio, this Magic Trio is about to make life hell for their opponents with their defense. Lock it in, and you got KCP, Judah, and Jalen Suggs.
That's
as
from
you
Facebook,
said.
by the way.
That's a thing.
I'm back on Facebook.
You are.
That's part of the State of the Peach address, but yeah, Facebook. It's a thing. People are using it. I haven't been using it for years. I missed a lot of stuff, so I'm back.
It's crazy to think. I mean, we were so good defensively, and that we can get even better with KCP. I don't have the stat in front of me, but it was, in terms of players on their team who defend the best player on the other team, he was in the top 5 for that. So he's always, just like Jalen Suggs was our guy.
Yep.
He was the guy for Denver.
Those guys being able to swap that role during a game is going to keep them fresher, which I think is probably why Suggs' offensive game has not taken that next level because he's so focused on the D. So
right.
This is great for us.
I'm expecting a big jump from Jalen on that side of the ball, but man, can you imagine just the consternation of opposing point guards when they're like, all right, Jalen's on me. Let me try to get a switch here. And then, oh shit, now it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
And then you get by one of them and Jonathan Isaac's lurking in the lane.
Right. It's going to be a problem. I mean, if you're a fan, if you know someone who's a fan of another team, and let them know now, they're not going to like it. If they think they're going to come in and run up the score, nah, not on our watch.
That'd be interesting. It's not in this game with the 3-point line, but I wonder in the modern game, what's the least points per game an opponent has scored, and can we touch that? That'd be fun.
Those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah,
because the 3-point line is now a thing. So
well, let's say since the 3-point line,
NBA,
since the modern NBA last 10 years, something like that. That would be cool.
It's probably in the low 90s, I would guess.
Guess.
Maybe 89 or something like that. Maybe touching the high 80s.
Jamal Mosley must be just.
He wants that.
Oh, he must be having a Grady Dick wet dream.
He's hearing us talking about that. And he's like, I can do 70s. Hold his beer.
Franz Wagner is an underrated defender.
Yeah.
Paulo's a big body.
Exactly.
Like, it's not getting easier when guys come off the bench. Anthony Black, Tristan da Silva, like these guys can defend. It's going to be good.
And a lot of that bench now is going to be younger guys who are going to be hungry for minutes. And I always love that because that's a recipe for guys going hard, playing hard. Make those guys on the first team earn their spot too, baby.
Hell yeah.
Those spots aren't just given to you. If Da Silva comes out and starts really, really hitting, he's going to push somebody out of that starting lineup.
Wow.
That's a good problem to have. I'm just saying it could happen.
All right, Peach. We are now back for a very special nuptial edition.
Yes.
Well, it's not an edition, I guess. We've never done it. It's kind of like Fact or Fiction.
Right. We're also back because we took a quick air conditioning break. If you remember, it is warm up here. We have to shut it off for the show. And then we do that for you. Because, we don't want the sound quality to be terrible. Right. But then we start to sweat the more the show goes on. So we took a break. We cool it down in here.
Yeah.
And now we're ready to finish strong.
Ready to finish strong. It's going to get smelly in here. Let's go, baby.
What better way to finish strong than with a little wedding edition? I do, I don't. It's not a game we regularly play.
No.
But let's be honest. It's a twist on games we play.
Hopefully it's the only time we have to play this game.
Well, I'd like to play it.
Well, you guys, sorry, yes. Sorry. Hopefully it's the only time I have to play this game.
Yeah, I always knew that you'd get married before me. I don't know why you took so long. Now I can finally do it.
Yeah,
I had to be last. I had to be last.
You were waiting on me. Okay, yeah, that's it.
All right, so we've got a series of hypothetical things. Statements.
Yeah.
And just kind of tell me I do or I don't.
Okay.
Let me know where you stand with these things.
Okay.
I'll throw you the first one since you're the one that's going to be the focal point of these.
All right.
KCP is the answer.
I feel like we need the music. Dum, dum, da, dum. Dum, dum, da, dum. I don't.
Whoa.
I don't, Peach. I don't. Now, a lot was made of Paulo Banchero's interview, I believe, with I don't know what it was, like the Washington Post or something at the end of the season, how he talked about how he wanted he didn't want to be a point guard. So a lot of us Magic fans interpreted that as, well, let's get this man a point guard, Jeff Weltman. Can we do that?
Right.
And Jeff Weltman said, hold my beer. Let me give you a shooting guard who doesn't handle the ball, but plays great defense. And so that's cool. That's cool. We definitely have an identity as a team. We're a rangy, long, defensive-minded team, and that's fantastic. But unless Jalen Suggs ascends and becomes a guy that we thought he was going to be in the draft, the point guard of the future, I don't think KCP is the answer. And maybe so it's weird that this is about KCP, but really Jalen Suggs is the variable here, because if Jalen Suggs does continue to progress as a scorer, the problem is we didn't see a lot on the ball as a creator. We haven't seen Jalen Suggs, the point guard. We've seen him as a scorer now. He can shoot the ball well, and that's fantastic. And next to KCP, as we've already talked about in this show, it's going to be unbelievable on the defensive side. But I think the answer needs to be a point guard who can score at all three levels. Like, we need a guy who can extend the floor, who can be dangerous with the ball. I mean, we saw what we came up against with Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland in the playoffs, even though Darius Garland played like dog doo-doo. Like, Donovan Mitchell, he dog-walked us a couple games. And it'd be nice to have a dynamic point guard to go with our dynamic big man in Paolo Banchero. So I don't think KCP is the long-term answer. He's a great fit right now, and he's going to help the team get maybe a couple more wins next season and maybe get a little further in the playoffs, because this man is a champion, but he's not the answer, Peach. What say you?
Well, quick piece of advice for you before I give you my take.
Yep.
When you answer this question on Saturday, don't be as wordy after. Pick a lane, but
make it simple. All right.
I'm gonna go. I do, because in this case, KCP is the answer. It's not telling me that the answer to what. It's just saying, is he the answer? And for this season, I say yes.
Okay.
I say yes. We're not trying to win the NBA Finals this year. We're trying to be in the conversation to be a year away, maybe. Yeah. Right? Like if we made an Eastern Conference Finals run, that would be probably about the ceiling that the average smart Magic fan or Magic watcher could say this team could get at.
Yeah.
That's a fair assumption.
That's fair.
And KCP is the answer to get to that level.
Yeah.
He's been it wherever he's gone. He's won 2 titles. He's been surrounded by stars, obviously. It's not like he's the focal point, but that's the same role we need on this team. It's a role we've always needed on this team. So for what we've got right now, he's the answer.
Okay, I think we just interpreted answer differently. It's okay.
That's true. I wrote it, so.
So I guess yours is the end-all, be-all. But, yeah, you're right. There's like those top 4 teams in the East, right? We got Boston, Philly, Milwaukee, and who am I forgetting?
Another good team.
Milwaukee.
Well, I don't know if you're counting that the Pacers are going to jump up. Do you like the Knicks?
Philadelphia.
Right.
And Milwaukee. Oh, that's 4 right there.
Yeah.
Oh, the Knicks. The Knicks are in that 4.
Yeah, the Knicks.
That's what a lot of people and pundits, they're saying, like, that's the top tier. Those are the top 4. And then after that, you've got Magic, Pacers, those types of crews, the young guns.
Sure. Philly definitely got better. Come on.
Shit, yeah. So you're telling me that KCP is maybe the answer to cracking into that top 4, to saying, hey, we're here. We need to be considered.
Look, let's be honest. We were close to cracking in the top 4. If we would have choked down the stretch last year, we could have been as high as 2.
Yeah.
Should we have been? Probably not.
Yeah.
But you know what? We were there. So you want to talk about maybe a 2 or 3 game difference? Yeah, KCP is that.
And hey, those top 4 teams, they all got holes, man. Joel Embiid, he likes to miss games. Chris Middleton's getting surgery right now. There's question marks all around that. Kristaps is out till Christmas. Like, there are things that could happen. You hear that facetious suggestion there? He doesn't think Kristaps matters at all.
Oh, actually, I do. I feel like he was one of the better team players on the Celtics, and I think he's a big reason why they won the finals.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, I wasn't. I was actually that's too bad.
New news. Okay, all right.
No, I think he was a pivotal point on that team. They got as far as they did because they played kind of weaker opponents.
Okay.
But like when it came down to the crunch time, man, they would have been dangerous. If they'd had him the whole way, they might have not lost the game.
Yeah. Okay, so KCP is the answer to getting us in there. I don't think he's the answer to getting us to a chip, but
wasn't the question.
You say potato, I say potato. All right, what's the next one here? The next one, Peesh. Before we get into this one.
You can tell I made these by what's coming up.
I need to show the people. Check this out. All right, check it out on YouTube. Look at that.
That is a Jonathan
Isaac rookie signed
card?
Judah. And Peach gave me that one.
Yes, he actually had the audacity to
nice.
sign his name as Judah, despite it not being his name.
No, that's the thing that he does. He's like isn't that a lion from the Bible or some shit?
Well, I don't know, but his name's Jonathan Isaac. So if I want an autograph from him, it's got to be J.I., it's got to be Jonathan I, or because that's the
But you're
man's name.
Peach?
I wouldn't sign an autograph for somebody Peach.
Well, your name is Piche.
Right. I'd sign my name.
Okay. Well, I like it. I think it's cool.
It's definitely different. That's why I picked it up, because I was like, this is kind of cool. It's different.
It's sick. And when you're in Vermont, you can get signed rookie Jonathan Isaac cards for.
I don't know, man. I didn't pay much for that.
Yeah.
I got a big
$4,
stack of stuff and got a
$2,
good deal.
$3.
Hey, hot tip.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of a team, go buy cards of that team when you are nowhere near that town.
Yeah.
Because it is easy to find stuff. I found so many good Paulo rookies. I got a Jalen auto.
Hell yeah.
For just beans on the dollar. Stuff that would have been $20 a pop or more at your local card store in Orlando. And I'm not saying you shouldn't support them, because you should.
For sure.
But, hey, when you're out of town, go for those Magic cards. And as long as you're not in Dallas or Vermont, don't hit my hot spots.
Smart man. This is a pro. Listen to him, people. Okay, so this is a Jonathan Isaac statement piece. What is it?
It is Judah will play 65 or more games.
We're knocking on all the wood, right? That's wood right there.
My boss has told me not to get into that, so I'm not into the knocking on wood thing anymore.
Okay.
I'm done with it.
Why? It's just too superstitious? We're not doing that?
It's not on you. It doesn't have anything to do with us.
Okay.
I'm not that connected to the team. Ironically, I am connected to another team.
You are connected to that team.
Right.
Oh, you're just saying that we're so far out of it, knocking on wood. The statement doesn't matter.
I do it when I'm at work now, because I feel like I am connected. But I won't do it with the Orlando Magic, because I don't feel like this podcast connects me enough to make what I do or say matter at all.
Yeah, if you're at work for the Dallas Stars,
right,
and you missed, trip something, or you're
we start a conversation about buying rings before we've won anything,
and
I mean, hey, it was done. I knocked on wood. Not everyone did.
Oh, shoot. Now we know where the blame lies for the Stars coming up a little short.
Not me.
All right. Judah will play 65 games or more this season. And yes, I do. I do, Jonathan. I do. I will marry you, Jonathan. I mean, I will marry Judah playing 65 games or more. I mean, please? I just have to hope, Peach.
Okay. This is a hope one. That's okay. You can do that.
It's aspirational, but
most people that say I do, let's be honest, they're hoping.
It's aspirational, right? Yeah. I think we've babied him enough last year. Like, we took him along. He played all the games. He played a whole 15 minutes per game.
Brought him the game in a stroller, made sure he didn't have to walk.
Yeah, he didn't have to do much. And now, this year, he's having a healthy offseason. Knocking on the wood again. I know you said I don't need to, but I'm superstitious there.
You do you, buddy.
And, let's 65 games. That's giving him 17 off. I mean, shit. That's pretty.
It's a good amount.
Yeah, that's your bumps and bruises. That's your normal nicks of an NBA season if you want them.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing serious for Jonathan Isaac. Here's hoping, Peace. You better say I do. What do you say?
Well, look.
Oh gosh, no.
I don't know why he's overreacting so much.
Are you gonna? Because I think you're gonna say I don't.
I'm gonna say I do.
Okay, thank you.
Just for you. Just for you. He could get 65. Seems like a good manageable. And look, when I didn't write this down there, but this is kind of assuming there's not some injury or somebody doesn't take a basketball and fire it at his face on day one or some weird stuff like that. Mm-hmm. This is like sort of like if he's playing regularly, I need 65 games. And you know what? I do believe it's possible. I do believe he wants to give that to us. I don't know the man personally, but I think he's probably tired of hearing idiots like me talk about his lack of playing time and where is he and can he play more. And I think this is the season where he can give us even 70, 75 games if he needs to, be a factor on this team and be not just a guy who's sort of on the team, like a guy who's on the team, like be a part of everything. And I want to see him in all those stupid talking things they do in between the
This has
whistles.
been your axe to grind for quite some time.
It was for a long time because he was on this team a long time and you never saw him in any of that stuff. And it was like, can we still get to know this man? Because I wasn't getting to know him. I want to hear these guys do the whisper challenges and stuff like that. Let's see, get in on this stuff.
Yeah.
So he needs to be in that stuff. Let's go. It's possible. 65. I kind of picked that on purpose because I felt like that's doable. It's very, very doable. And as someone who went through high school the way I did, I am a authority on doable.
You mean you were a very doable teenager?
No, I mean, you got it done. You got that diploma and you got out of
okay.
in the proper amount of years. It was just in there. But
I misread
doable.
that. I misread that.
Well, because you're always thinking about sex.
I know. I'm such a pervert. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I came of age during the freaking internet porn industry, man.
It's also amazing we've made it this far in the show without the mention of a nipple.
Well, we started by talking about a dick, so yeah.
I know, but you always like to cram the nipple in.
Well,
that's what she said.
Yeah.
All right, the next one.
Wait.
What?
I hope he's playing. I hope he's playing this year. What he's going to be making? $23 million this year, right?
Yeah, I mean,
With
I'm
that
not in
extension?
love with the contract if he doesn't come through substantially in games played. Personally.
Yeah. We need to see if he doesn't get to 65, and we have this contract where he's making.
And I know I can hear people going, well, wouldn't you rather have him healthy for the playoffs?
$25 million
Yeah, you know,
a year.
I would.
Yeah.
But, like, I also need him to be able to work up to the point where he's comfortable playing 25, 30 minutes in a game, and he can still play the next day or, you know, the day after, because that's what the playoffs are about, too.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just get to the playoffs well-rested and expect to be able to hang. You got to be in big-time game situations all the way. Like, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, and let's just hope and pray, everyone out there. Put your spoons under your pillows. Put your socks in the freezer. Is that a thing that people do?
Doesn't have anything to do with any of that.
Okay.
It just has to do with that man wanting it, playing well, and staying healthy and being out there. It's all on him.
Please, Mr. Glass.
He can do it.
All right. The next one, Peach.
All right, the next one is Franz will make good on the contract this season. A lot of people, a lot of hate, not in the Magic community, but a lot of people outside the community looking at this sort of the way we look at Scotty Barnes going, whoa, seems like a lot of money for just a guy.
So I think what this prompt means is this will be next year is what you really mean.
I'm saying at the end of the year, will people feel like, oh, okay, that's why he got this money.
Okay. All right. Because the contract doesn't kick in till the end of this year. So you're saying go after this year, people will feel, okay, that he made
like he earned
good on the
Not
okay.
that he's on the contract, just that
Okay.
like he will, in people's eyes, they will be like, well, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. I think if that's the way that we're taking this, then I do. But I do have a little bit. I have an axe to grind. I used that phrase just a second ago, and I couldn't think of a different one, so I use it again.
What a shame.
It's because of damn you, Jalen Brunson, and the fact that he gave up money and didn't go for the max because he wanted to unite the Villanova team.
Cool, let him. They're not winning.
No, it's nice. Well, they're playing pretty good, but
sure.
I was hoping that Franz would take a little under that max. Because I feel like last year with the serious dip in his three-point shooting, that there was some questions to be asked, respectfully so, about it. And if you're going to run to give him the max, and I think this was Dan Favale who made this point on Hardwood Knocks, and I really agreed with it. It's like, if you're going to give him the max, then just fucking wait a year. Like, if you know you're going to give him the max, then just let him play and earn the max. Because I don't think last year he played like a max player. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm sorry. If you can't hit the three-point shot, yeah, he's a great scorer, going to the lane, plays awesome defense. But that's huge for me. And if you're going to give him the max, just wait till the end of the year if he's not willing to negotiate. I don't know. Is that fucking crazy? Because then you explain, you kind of show in doing so that you don't really rock with him and you're not confident in him, and maybe that sours the relationship later. So they wanted to get it done and give him the max.
If you don't need me here and you're just going to debate yourself all the show, that's totally fine. But yeah, that's exactly why you do it, because you're telling this man that you have faith in him so that he doesn't play a worrywart type of season. He knows he's not the number one option on this team, but you've already let him know, hey man, you're 1A or you're number 2. And that's good money for a number 2. I think it's right because we weren't really paying a lot of guys. It'd be hard to justify like John Isaac being one of our highest paid players again this season.
Yeah.
It just feels good. It feels right. If you've ever been a fan of any team at any level and you have a chance to just comfortably sit back and not worrying about a guy being a free agent, please do it. And guess what? If you're watching the show, you're a fan of the Orlando Magic and you went through the Dwight Howard shit and you're sick of it. So now we're just letting you know, hey, everybody rest easy. We've got Franz Wagner. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And all your Franz Wagner signed stuff still good, including the jersey that you're wearing while you're speaking ill.
That's true. That's disrespectful, Kyle.
So yeah, I think it's a good move. I do.
Yeah.
On this one, it sounds biased. We're Magic fans. Obviously, we see this guy more than anybody. We know what he's capable of, what he can do. But I know that he's mad about being portrayed that way. He knows he can do better. He knows it. He knows it. And so I know we're going to get a better Franz this season. And he's going to make people eat crow. Get ready.
I'm ready to eat crow. He should be mad, man. That last performance, what was it, 0 for 12 in
Yeah,
Game
man.
7? That shit stings, man. That shit stings.
All right. Well,
All right.
let's move on to the next one.
Okay, fine.
Let's see if we can find something that grinds your gears,
Okay.
which is another way you could say it.
I
instead of
could
an
say
axe to
it.
grind.
Okay, thank you.
If you need one. Paulo, not the only Orlando Magic All-Star this season.
I do not. Paulo will be the only All-Star this season.
Okay.
Just because of what I just said about Franz Wagner. I mean, unless he comes back shooting lights out from beyond the arc and is scoring like 24 a game, I don't see him sneaking into the All-Star game.
Okay.
I mean, he might be able to do that. He's shooting it pretty well, I think, in the Olympic trials so far. But I do have serious questions about the three-point shot. And you got to put up points per game to get into the All-Star game. And we have to be winning. But
Points per game is a good argument.
it could happen. I mean, we just talked about how there's only those 4 teams ahead of us in the East. If there's a couple injuries there, or even if we're just playing really well and we're ahead of schedule than some of those teams, KCP comes in, fits in great. The team is, cruising. We're in second place in the East when the All-Star break comes up.
Got to have 2 guys from
You
that
got to
team.
have 2 guys from that team. Exactly.
No
And
room for Jalen Suggs in this argument? Because I
Well-
hear you talking Franz. Obviously seems to be the obvious choice, but
Yep.
any room for Jalen?
Well,
the points per
aren't
game argument is there, so
Right.
obviously he's probably not going to have that. But
You need to be scoring like 20 points per game,
If
at
he-
least, I would say, to get into the
if
All-Star
he's playing
game.
balls out D and he's averaging like 16, 17, that could be good.
Yeah, there's just so many good guards. Like,
No,
there's...
There's not enough. I'm going to go ahead and just answer I don't.
Okay.
And it's not because I don't believe it can happen. It's just the teams are so small.
Yeah.
And they don't really pick a lot of people per the same team anymore.
Yeah.
I know that fans vote on like the starters, but then after that, it's up to, the league to decide. And I don't see them anointing Franz or even Jalen if he's having a, 16.8 and, a steal or 2 a game and being in a burr. I don't think that's enough for the All-Star nod. But that's more a knock on the All-Star system than it is.
Yeah, what is it? How many players is it now? 12?
It's not enough is what it is.
You want to expand it to 15?
Because not every team has a representative, and yet some don't deserve one.
Yeah,
and that's okay. So,
right.
I know in baseball, they're always like, well, we got to throw somebody in there. But with all the pitchers and everything like that, there's
Yeah.
room on the roster for plenty of people.
Yeah.
But with the NBA, there's not a lot of playing time in the All-Star game, which, people, love it or hate it is still a thing. So, yeah, I'm not sure if the answer is you add more guys or what, but then that dilutes how special it is. So I think just because of the size of the team, it's a no.
Yeah, he can sneak in.
I'd love to see it.
He can Scotty Barnes it. You know what I mean?
I'd love to see it, but I'm leaving this one out the altar.
Okay, wow. Yeah.
Hey, and in our last one,
Yep.
it's Magic active at the trade deadline as buyers. We haven't done too much at the trade deadlines lately. We've made some suave moves concerning, like picking up Bol for nothing a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? No big
Margin
deal.
moves.
Yeah, but, nothing really big. You don't want to be a seller come trade deadline time.
No.
We'd love to not be in that conversation.
No.
But do you think we'd be active at the trade deadline, or are we going to be more of a, hey, let's keep this? We've been mostly just keeping the boat on course. We don't invite a lot of new people on.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So Orlando Magic will be active buyers. I don't.
No?
I don't. I mean, just we've seen the pattern of the Weltman, Anthony Parker, less so Anthony Parker front office, but Jeff Weltman, patient guy, huge brain, 3D chess in there. I don't think he's trying to speed it up. Like you said earlier, a reasonable fan is not expecting us to win the NBA championship this year.
Correct.
We are expected to continue to challenge those top 4 teams in the East to try to win a first-round playoff series, and this team already has that. Like, this team already has those things. Now, I will say you do have some tradable contracts on here. You got Goga Batadze on what people thought was kind of a large deal, $9 million, $8 million, $7 million, decreasing over the next few years. You got Moritz Wagner, $11 million this year, $11 million next year. You got Jonathan Isaac, heaven forbid, but he's making $15 million. You got contracts. You got Cole Anthony's $13 million. There are contracts here that you could put together to get a guy. You want me to finish up?
I'm saying say Wendell, please. Just say Wendell. Just say it.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Well, Wendell's not actually – what is he making? $11 million this year, $10 million next year?
His contract is good.
Yeah. And it can be lumped in, a couple of those guys, and you're in a good spot for a legit player. I just don't see it happening.
Okay.
How about you?
I'm ready to lift the veil and say I do here.
Ooh, a big smooch.
You made a lot of points that actually work for this argument.
Yes.
We've been patient.
Mm-hmm.
We've waited.
Yes.
Weltman, brain
huge.
thinking about it.
Yes.
You know what? This is the time to act, right? Like, you've got these good contracts and some young players and some people might actually want at the deadline. And think about where Coach Mose came from, right? He came to us from Dallas. What did Dallas do last year? They kind of remade their team at the trade deadline.
They did.
And went on a finals run.
You're not wrong. They got
this
Luka Doncic.
This is something
though.
that could, that's true. They did have Kyrie and Luka Doncic, and it was just a run. I don't know if they're going to be back at that level next season necessarily.
Yeah, but
they're adding Clay. They've added some pieces. But look, this is where Mose comes from. He's seen that can work. And if we are in that conversation where we might finish second or third, if not for if for a change here or there, and we might be able to trade out a contract and bring in another name at a key time. To fill a void, be it because of injury, be it because, maybe we want to upgrade at center, or maybe there's somebody that really shoots the 3-ball and we still need 3-point shooting, and boom, we think we can do it. Make the move, even if it's somebody you can bring in that's only going to be on the team for like a year or two. We kind of need to free up space at some point. We can't be re-signing all these dudes.
Right.
So if you can make an upgrade using the dudes you have already, this is sort of just how the game should be played. You have to kind of forget about who the human is and all that kind of stuff. You're trying to make your team better. And I think when the deadline comes, if we're needing a little boost and getting a little stale, I could see us being buyers. We have a lot of options. We have a lot of good trade pieces.
Interesting.
And I think it could be time.
Interesting.
They've been sitting and thinking about this for a long time. There's got to be a few guys that they would be willing to let on the boat that they very rarely will let on. And so I think it could be time for that. Look, how many more trade deadlines can come and go where nothing impactful happens? I say we're due.
Yeah.
And I say I do.
Well, that means some.
That's a lot of do.
Some of your beloved players though are out the door. I mean, but it
happen,
has.
though.
Cole Anthony has had his time. He needs to be more consistent.
No one loves Cole Anthony more than me in the Magic community, right? But if Cole Anthony leaves and somebody comes in who's going to get you 15, 20 points a game, potentially 10 boards.
Be a more veteran kind of presence.
Whatever. If they fill a hole more than Cole Anthony is coming off the bench, we need that.
Yeah.
And if they decide to make that move in season, it could be the extra jolt. You see this happen to teams all the time, man.
Yeah.
They add that guy and then they just
You mean Gary Harris isn't giving you the jolt off the bench that you need?
Not offensively, bro.
No, good guy. But yeah, swap out that spot. Swap out the Cole Anthony package, Cole Anthony, Gary Harris, Wendell Carter Jr. Like
maybe a pick.
Yeah. All right.
How many more picks do we need? How many more young guys do we need at this point?
Yeah.
There's options, man. There's a lot more good that we have in that trade pile than we've had in seasons past. We know who we want to keep. We know who we want to build around. So everybody else is potential.
Yeah.
And if the right thing comes across the desk, I say they pull the trigger this year.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
Wow.
Probably. I don't know. I don't listen to all the podcasts. Probably they didn't talk about it. Not this early.
Okay, Peach. That was good. That was fun. I do, I don't.
You should get married more often. We can do it again.
All right. Well, before we go into the large ending, don't you go anywhere, you scallywags, you scoundrels. Do want to again shout out all the All-Stars and second cousins, Magic Player History, Bolby the Don, Paulo and Franz's Warmth, Dylan Holden, Drum, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria and Damien, and Connor. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the show, the Court Cousins here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And Peesh.
Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell a cousin.
Do you have a button in the studio? Where'd you put the
I
button?
think all the buttons are over here and they're shiny.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm usually not allowed to touch them.
All right. Well, you have to push the button, though, Peesh.
It's over here. It's on camera.
There it is. Peesh, you're up first.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
Philippines basketball has added the 4-pointer. Is that coming to the NBA anytime soon, you think?
I like it. I love the innovation, but I hope to hell not. We already have too much chucking three-point shots. I want us to actually just move the three-point line back. Open up the court maybe a little bit, move it back. Guys are getting too damn good at it. The game is becoming too much about shooting three-point shots. Let's get back to some of that old post basketball, baby. Inside game. Come on.
Who is this guy today?
Yeah. And then add where in the FIBA where the big guys can knock the ball off the hoop, and that will make that'll bring the
Victor
game back.
Wembanyama will be too valuable. No.
All right. Next one. Peace. You're back here in the fan attic.
Yeah.
The heat is probably not what you miss the most, but what is it that you miss the most?
Look, this is a slam dunk here. It's obviously the people that live under the attic. Definitely miss you guys the most. If that answer doesn't satisfy you enough, and I think it has.
I'm very satisfied.
I think my favorite part what I miss the most is not missing it, in a way. Like I say, I miss the people, but I was kind of going through a maybe midlife crisis of sorts, trying to figure out what was next for me.
Yeah.
This was a great place to do it.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than doing it on the street or something like that, right? Like I'm obviously blessed to have done it here in the attic, but it was an odd time for me, and I'm glad it's passed.
Yeah.
I don't want to come back to the attic. That's what I'm saying. If I come back to the studio on a regular basis, hopefully it's not because I'm living over there. No offense to the guy who does live over there right now, because,
It's a great place.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's going well in Dallas, man. So pumped for you.
All right. So the Olympics are coming up. I know you're a big fan. We know I'm obviously not. Curious as to what your pick is. Who's winning the men's basketball show? Who do you got?
Had to look for it. Of course. Come on, Deutschland.
Wow.
Let's go.
You put money on them?
No, I didn't. I
want to know who you put money on. Now, who you're rooting for, I need to know who you think's going to win.
The United States of America.
What a homer.
The United States of America, bitches.
Such an average country.
These teams, these international teams have so much more continuity, but just the talent is overwhelming, and King James is on a mission.
Wow.
He's carrying out the flag.
Pro King James
Yeah.
talk on the show.
I like LeBron.
I'm okay with him too.
Yeah.
Just
I think
seems
he's a
like the
great
community
guy.
doesn't like him.
Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah.
Well, he
he's
talked shit about the city of Orlando. So.
kind of. He talks shit about being in the bubble.
I think that bubble could have been anywhere. I don't think Orlando should take such offense.
Yeah, I don't think it was offensive. He just never want. I think he meant I never want to go back to the bubble.
Yeah,
not Orlando.
NHL players didn't enjoy the Calgary bubble either.
No,
It just wasn't fun.
No adult wants to be locked in their hotel room, even if it's a very nice hotel room with a golf course attached to it. Maybe I would actually. Shit. Yeah. No,
I'll take it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, you're stupid, LeBron. Okay. Another Olympic question. Peach, are you going to watch any of the basketball Olympics?
I don't plan to watch any Olympics.
Okay.
But there's a chance that I might see some on. I mean, look, I'll tell you this.
Okay.
If the finals of basketball is Germany versus US, I'm there.
Okay. All right. What if it's just Germany? What if you got Franz and Moritz in it?
If Germany's in it, I'll probably watch it too.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we'll do a wrap up about that.
All right. You heard it here first.
Promises made. Promises made.
Okay. Peace, you're up.
Oh, it's me.
Yep.
So we just did the bachelor party weekend just outside of Cooperstown. It happened to be induction weekend, so it was a little busier than I think we thought it was going to be.
Yes.
We still went to the Hall of Fame. We hung out outside, man. It was a great Airbnb.
Yeah.
You scouted out. There was a lot good about it. What was the best part of it for you?
Yeah, it was very laid back. Which is good for me. I had a lot of good times. I think my favorite thing was playing that word game that we were playing on the PlayStation.
The Jackbox games.
Yeah,
those were
where
fun.
you had to there's a movie and it's you have to dub out that they say it and then they stop talking and you have to dub over what they're gonna say. And man, we had some laughs
It's
at
like
that.
What the dub? You were killing.
That was hilarious.
I did pretty good
I won,
too.
so that maybe that's a little biased.
I was gonna
as
say
well.
we were kind of doing pretty well in those games, you and I. So
Yeah.
I think we may have enjoyed it more than the others, but it was fun.
Yeah. Oh no, it was a good time. Hanging out with the homies, always a good time. But honestly, some of the best time, I really enjoyed the day that I was up there before everyone, just alone.
Right.
Because I'm kind of a loner. I went on a hike.
Yeah, my
hung out
ride
in
to
the hammock.
Cooperstown took off. It's like, crap.
No, because I wanted to get up there, man. I like to just be hanging out with myself sometimes, and I got an opportunity to do that. I went to the theater, which I knew a lot of people wouldn't want to do. I had Indian food. I did all the things I knew all my other homies would not want to do. Here's
a man who knows himself.
Little pic of us there at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you know what? This was the most time we spent together at the Hall of Fame because I wanted to go to the bathroom at the Hall of Fame. I wanted to leave my mark up. I did. But I went to go to the bathrum.
Pooperstown.
Pooperstown, hashtag Pooperstown. This guy went everywhere else, bringing Dale Murphy everywhere he went.
Yeah.
And by the time I came back from the bathroom, those guys were gone. No cell service inside the Hall of Fame. That would probably be my only beef with it.
Yeah.
It's a lovely Hall of Fame, but I walked it by myself and just kind of looked at all the things I wanted to see. And then went outside and just kind of waited to see when you guys were coming out because I could not contact you to see where you were. Didn't run into you. But it looked like a good time. You guys took a group picture in there. I'm not in.
Sorry.
Seemed fun.
Peach isn't in there.
You guys took a picture with this trophy, as a matter of
yeah,
fact.
that
the Texas
trophy.
Rangers Championship trophy.
Dale Murphy was in the photo. Peach, where were you? Pooping.
Maybe. Yeah, I think I was probably done, but pretty good Hall of Fame. Look, we
I
went to the
loved it.
Basketball Hall of
loved
Fame
it.
and we talked shit. So,
Yeah.
hey, Baseball Hall of Fame's doing it right.
Oh,
it's a good time. Stop by if you can. It's worth the trip.
No, they do it right. They had a nice documentary, 17-minute documentary, then the history of the game.
Yep.
And then you go up to kind of some of the cool, more modern aspects of the game. Every team has the locker, which is not in the Basketball Hall of Fame, which is whack.
True.
And there's barely any Magic stuff in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And then you go down and you see the busts and all of the, what is it, the Ring of Honor?
Oh, the room with the busts is very impressive.
It's busty.
Yeah, it is good. It is well done.
It's Pamela Anderson.
It's impressive. And I tell you what, gift shop, spot on.
Yeah.
Fantastic. They had everything we needed, including a wiffle ball, which I had lost earlier in the day. So
Then we played some wiffle. That was That might have been one of the highlights too.
it wasn't the Dungeons and Dragons or the
I
bee
did
attack?
like that.
We got attacked by a bee.
I like the bee attack was something else. Yeah, it was pretty tame, as you can probably tell. It was a good thing I didn't get
A
married.
bee
when I was-
attacked us. This man says it was tame. I still had a lot of beers. I don't know.
Now, on your way down from Vermont today, you stopped at Subway. Started in Bridgeport, Connecticut, by the way.
Oh,
Shout out Bridgeport, Connecticut.
fact.
That's where we're here. Probably our biggest export. And you are a fast food connoisseur. I mean, it's
I've eaten it a time or two.
Yeah,
I'm trying to cut back. I cook most nights at
you
home.
travel. Okay, he's fucking lying. All
I'm
right.
not lying.
You're not lying.
I don't know if you notice here, but this isn't the camera knocking off 15. I'm looking slim and trim right now.
You look sexy. You
I
do look sexy.
I make food at home pretty much every night of the week. I will go out for lunch.
Okay.
So I mean, I can't speak on fast food.
Okay. Well,
I just don't want you thinking I'm living there. That's not how I get down.
Okay. Well, should I still ask you this question then?
Oh yeah, I'm still
Okay.
gonna have to answer. I'll still treat you.
So, what is Subway in the top 3? What's your favorite fast
Subway,
food
it ain't even a long list.
joint? No. Okay.
First of all, it's a
Sorry.
sandwich place, so I don't really feel like it's a fast food. No offense to Bridgeport.
Yeah, that's
Where this thing came from. It's a fine establishment. I like to eat fresh as much as the next guy. But right now, I think, look, Jack in the Box is great. They
Okay.
have a ton of snacks.
Is that a Texas thing?
No, Jack in the Box is somewhat regional, mostly south. There's
right.
nowhere anywhere around here.
Okay. Below the Mason
But
Dixon.
they have a lot of great snacks. Don't sleep on their 2 tacos. It's amazing. You can get egg rolls. You can just get a bunch of good snack stuff. The menu's pretty vast, so you could go there a couple days in a row and not really repeat. Unfortunately, that's the one that's like closest to my house, so I
they-
do hit that more
Once
than
in
I
a
wish.
while. Once in a while, because he's cooking at home, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, one of my things is that I'm not a fries or a soda guy now. just kind of like get the sandwiches,
Oh.
and I kind of eliminate that aspect.
That's big.
So it's helping. It's
Yeah.
helping. It's
Oh,
helping.
you look good.
But yeah, Jack in the Box is nice. Whataburger, if you're going to Texas, try Whataburger. It's only in Texas, and it's fantastic. So if I had to put my stamp on anything, I'm going Whataburger first.
Burger King or McDonald's fries? I used to like Burger King a lot. They're more potatoey, and I'm an Irishman.
Okay, that makes 100% sense. If they're hot and fresh, a McDonald's fry is still
It is fucking good, isn't
pretty
it?
good, but I haven't had it in a while, so I don't.
I'm
know.
hungry now
I
just
don't
talking
eat
about
McDonald's
it.
anymore.
Can we get out of here now?
All right, let's go. It's hot, but it's been good to be back in the attic.
Oh man, it has been.
You're not having to hear me terribly, and my audio is going to match my mouth for those of you on YouTube. So enjoy that
God.
while it lasts.
It's been real, second cousins. We love you to death. I can't wait till the Magic schedule comes out. NBA schedule's got to be coming out pretty soon. We're going to be looking for it. We're already thinking about Court Cousins Night. Can't wait to get back down to Florida, kick it with you, watch our Orlando Magic stomp through the Eastern Conference this year. Love you, everyone. I love you, Peach. It's so good to see you here, man.
It's good to be here, man. Glad to be here for your wedding. Congratulations in advance.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for coming.
Peace out, everybody. I do.